My name is Maritza Agena. I'm an American Venezuelan citizen with no affiliation to any political party in Venezuela or here in the United States. I am recording this video in response to Nicolas Maduro's plea to the American people to oppose what he characterizes as a U.S. military threat toward Venezuela. The truth is that the use of military force will be humanitarian in nature and bring much needed stability to the region. I am aware that all of humanity faces a great challenge at this moment. For that reason, I questioned whether or not this was the appropriate moment to talk to you. However, considering Nicolas Maduro's malevolent nature, I determined I must set the record straight. The American people need to know that Nicolas Maduro lies. He's trying desperately to gain your support by casting himself as the victim of U.S. domination. Nicolas Maduro is not the victim. He's the perpetrator. He has planned and ordered the persecution, suppression, arbitrary incarceration, torture, assassination, and extermination of Venezuelan citizens. The Venezuelan security forces and militias have carried out these crimes at Maduro's behest. Today, I speak to you on behalf of more than 6 million Venezuelans forced to flee their country to escape hunger and oppression. I speak to you on behalf of another 20 million suffering and dying as a result of severe shortages of food, water, and electricity, and the lack of access to basic medicine and medical care. Venezuelans who have managed to survive this humanitarian emergency must now face a pandemic under the worst possible conditions. The sanitary emergency in the country, the consequence of years of negligence and lack of investment by the Venezuelan government, hinders the prevention and detection of the virus and impedes providing necessary assistance and treatment to those with the greatest need. The destruction of the country and the severe humanitarian emergency in Venezuela hasn't been caused by U.S. sanctions. The military officers who attempted two coups d'etat in 1992 against a democratically elected president are the criminals who have been in power for 2 decades. They are the only ones to blame for the degradation of the rule of law, for robbing the nation's resources, and for the commission of crimes against humanity and human rights violations in Venezuela. There are sufficient indications that the Venezuelan government has committed crimes against humanity as described in Article 7 of the Rome Statute. 6 countries of the Western Hemisphere have filed a joint claim with the International Criminal Court asking for an investigation of Venezuela for crimes against humanity. International law and human rights should be more than ornaments displayed in a showcase, more than merely decorations inside courts around the world. Human beings deserve the protection afforded by the Rome Statute and the power of political commitments endorsed in world summits. That these promises are respected and actioned promptly to prevent human suffering. When diplomacy has been exhausted and sanctions have proven insufficient to persuade a criminal state, the use of force is the last but at this time necessary resort to protect an oppressed people. A coordinated combined military intervention is necessary to restore the constitutional order and the rule of law. Also, to execute the withdrawal of unauthorized foreign, civilian, and military personnel and the expulsion of guerrilla and terrorist groups, drug cartels, and money laundering criminal organizations. Venezuelan national security is of paramount importance in achieving regional stability. I raise my voice as part of a campaign created to empower Venezuelan citizens. On the website www.vanguardiaciudadana.org, you will find a questionnaire used in a public consultation, whose results we ask you to consider as an indicator of the sovereign will of the Venezuelan people. The results of that survey show that we, the Venezuelan people, 1. Denounce the illegitimate government of Nicolas Maduro for not fulfilling its obligation to protect the citizens of Venezuela and for having incited and perpetrated, generally and systematically, crimes against humanity, and other atrocities against the people of Venezuela. 2. Urge the international courts to prosecute and sanction all crimes against humanity committed by Nicolás Maduro and his chain of command. And 3. Request the international inter-American community to approve the use of military force under the concept of responsibility to protect, R2P, to put an end to the illegitimate government of Nicolás Maduro, and by doing so, bringing an end to the severe humanitarian emergency in the country. I pray that you're empathic to our suffering and trust that you won't let Nicolás Maduro's lies confound you. The people of Venezuela need for the American citizens and the citizens of the world to join us in requesting the use of force to put an end to a criminal and bloodthirsty regime that has brought about destruction and death to its people and has compromised regional peace and stability.